from New Delhi on the story now. Jessica, the President of the European Commission's India trip begins with her College of Commissioners. What will be the major areas of interest and discussion during this visit of Ursula von der Leyen? Jessica, are you able to hear me? Seems like we have problems connecting with Jessica at the moment. We'll try and connect with her again. So Ursula von der Leyen is beginning her two-day trip to New Delhi, and this visit comes as part of her engagements in achieving important deliberations on digital technology, artificial intelligence, green energy, including green hydrogen and renewable energy. The bilateral trade in services between India and the EU stood at $53 billion in 2023. The negotiations on market access, tariffs and standards could be also on the agenda. Let's try and connect with Jessica Taneja from New Delhi now on the story. Jessica, the President of the European Commission is travelling with her College of Commissioners to New Delhi. What will be the major areas of interest and discussion this time?
Well, Tanvi, this visit is somehow significant from the perspective of the European Union because a large delegation, as we've shown in our report, and also mentioned, is going to be arriving here in New Delhi shortly, with the European Commission leading that delegation. Ursula von der Leyen will, of course, be in New Delhi and hold those key bilateral meetings that have been lined up for her, and the 21 commissioners of the college that are also going to be present here in the national capital. So lots on the agenda, firstly, but on the significance of this event, because this large delegation has sort of ensured that the part and the kind of deliverables and that are currently associated with India are immense. You saw how the bilateral trade has been on an uptick in India, of course, an important partner, not just in the Indo-Pacific, but also a country with whom the European Union wants to enhance ties and also perhaps create a better momentum for the India-EU FTA. Also, not to forget the India-EU summit, a biannual event, that the last time the Prime Minister was in Brussels, and India will now host in the future, as well as what the European Union the European Commission delegation also seem to have pointed out, to lay the groundwork for the future India-EU summit as and when it happens later in the year. So important outline of work for the European delegation that is travelling to India, Tanvi.
Okay, and what does this visit mean for the ongoing negotiations for a free trade agreement between India and the EU, and of course the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor?
Well, interesting, yes. This was the question posed to the European officials in a briefing, and they did mention that the IMEC corridor, the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor, which is central and was announced during India's G20 presidency, will come up for discussions, potentially because of the conflict in West Asia that had halted a certain initiation of the project and certain details of the project. So now it is all, of course, coming together. You must have also seen from the Prime Minister's visit to France just a few weeks ago, there were also discussions on IMEC, since France and the city of Marseille would be an essential port for the IMEC corridor. So, of course, the European Commission will hold talks when it comes to the IMEC. Apart from that, of course, the FTA has been essential. 10th round is what we're given to understand of the India-EU FTA talks, which currently was ongoing, and would find more solutions, especially to the issues of CBAM and other free trade and tariff barriers as well, along with certain procurement agreements that the EU side would want to address with India, and all those issues they have particularly faced when it comes to the trade side of it, and also take stock of the Trade and Technology Council, which has been an essential component of the relationship between the two, and not to forget looking at how the areas of space, defense and security also would come up. Not much detail given on the aspect of defense and security that they say would be put out in the joint communication later on when the visit ends on Friday evening.
Okay, thank you very much. Jessica Taneja reporting from New Delhi.